So on our side, we had to build workshop number one, Diaspora and Job Creation through Social and Commercial Enterprise. So we had first an introduction by Nde, my colleague here, who was emphasizing on how to succeed to become an entrepreneur through her personal experience as an activist. She was also trying to explain and to detail the main constraints to success. And actually, our workshop was divided in three parts, but first the opportunities, the challenges, and the solution. We had three speakers, and both of them ignite somehow those three targets. So what are the opportunities around and how can they be developed was mainly the part of our first speaker. And then we had a speech by Philip Pedersen from the Danish Mission Council. He was highlighting the importance of the civil society organization and diaspora, especially regarding their potential and how they can contribute to job creation in Africa, how they need to be ready to sacrifice their own interests and to support and to create development through education and job creation. Then we had also a speech by one entrepreneur from Congo-Brazzaville, Mr. Edgar Ikombo, who was highlighting also, and mainly, I would say, the challenges, how difficult it is to make understand to potential investors the need to change their image of Africa and the need to invest ethically and being a right bridge with an appropriate approach. So, and he, as an entrepreneur, was encouraging doing business. So just briefly highlighting what their main intervention was, so that we could divide our presentation into three parts, like opportunities. We'll start with that. I would say, here on the presentation, we have as a diaspora the knowledge of our given countries and region. This will lead to a solution later that will be developed later, right? We notice also the development of informal economy that can be a source of opportunity, like agriculture, energy, renewable energy, because these are mainly the main skills that are present here in Nordic countries. So we're also discussing about the funding opportunities in Scandinavia and the importance of building the bridges between the diaspora and the different funding agencies, maybe private or governmental institution. We highlighted that also as a potential opportunity or sector to be worth investing in is the educational system all through on the continent. Among those opportunities, we have also the growing micro-industry, where through the potential or the available resources can be of all the diaspora, can be one sector to be addressed and targeted. We highlighted also, and it was a bit difficult for us to include it among the opportunity or challenges, is to have the diaspora being established as a lobby platform or institution to be able to influence the policymakers, like we're discussing, taking the example of some farmers back in Africa who are not benefiting from the subsidies that European farmers are getting all through Europe. Yeah. Okay. we, through one of our speakers, and I think it's valid also for all the Nordic countries, the sectors that were highlighted were where the cooperation can be at some points strengthened. Identified as agriculture, like I said earlier, energy, renewable energy, infrastructure, of course, roads, bridges, water sanitation. And also we're talking about the opportunities, funding opportunities available through the Danish Mission Council, through Mr. Pedersen, for this one project of one delegate. What else? Yeah. Important also to target diaspora and to have it identified as a resource and an important network in development that could be useful for these funding agencies, because the diaspora know better their country. And the last sector identifies, of course, the food industry. I forgot about the potential? No? Okay. Okay. So in terms of how many minutes do we have?
2.
2? Okay. Right. Try to make it short. So we'll just read it. So among the potentials, we identified the access to education for the younger generation, both in the diaspora countries and in the country of origin. Access to a better health care system and facilities, the potential of expanding the opportunities through French-speaking and Portuguese-speaking African countries, building our relationship with governments, access to the Nordic countries, and the openness of the Nordic countries towards Africa and the resources available there. We spoke also about this Danida business partnership platform. I think it's a project that failed, but still some resources are still available and can still be used. And the importance of having diaspora as a network. To dare to go, we mentioned it. Yeah, don't be afraid to push people, to convince people to dare to go and invest in Africa. So for the solutions, one good point was mentioned is to create a common platform of all the diaspora organization present in Nordic countries in order to merge their opportunities and skills, and to be able at some point to become a lobby for policy change. And also to create funds to support organizations and entrepreneurs, create an organized way to work, and help the underprivileged to start their own companies. For the challenges, institutional weaknesses, importantly, where we spoke about corruption and the different problems created by the local institution back in Africa, the fear and insecurity of the diaspora to invest back in their country or probably in their region, the lack of support on the ground by the local people seen as a threat, the dependency culture. Well, I'm not going to expand on this, but it's an important factor, and of course the European policy towards Africa, such as subsidies, and also the poor negotiation skills that diaspora's organization might have towards a funding agency. Also, we were highlighting the diaspora seen as an opposition group, might be seen by some country. The lack of time from the African diaspora due to their own constraints, working and own commitments. Lack of funding for diaspora organizations in terms of running costs, and also the last but not least, lack of skills in building business plan. Yeah. We still have 30 seconds. Sorry.
Yeah, I would just say that we really went through these things and we decided to divide it according to what it is. And then people in our group, we have 30 seconds. If we forget anything, the 30 seconds is for you to add it on. Yeah.
Okay.